The Chronarian inheritance. Professor Alistair Finch adjusted his spectacles, the gaslight of his London laboratory casting elongated shadows across the cluttered workspace. A tangle of wires, vacuum tubes, and polished brass instruments formed a chaotic landscape, punctuated by the rhythmic ticking of a dozen clocks, each meticulously calibrated, each a critical component of his magnum opus. He's been working on it for nearly 20 years. The Chronarium, a device intended not to travel through time but to observe it. A window into history. Remarkable, isn't it, Bartholomew? He murmured to his loyal terrier, who lay panting at his feet. Bartholomew responded with a single, approving woof. The letter had arrived that morning, bearing the crest of the Blackwood estate, a name synonymous with both eccentric wealth and unsettling rumours. Lord Blackwood, a distant relative Professor Finch barely knew, had passed, leaving him his entire estate and its most peculiar legacy, the Temporal Key. The letter hinted at a mechanism to unlock the Chronarium's full potential, a potential Finch had only dared to dream of. He's approached the heavy oak table dominating the lab's centre. Upon it rested the Temporal Key, a complex orrery of miniature planets crafted from shimmering quartz, each inlaid with intricate silver glyphs. The craftsmanship was exquisite, unlike anything he's ever witnessed. As he traced a finger across a glyph depicting a stylized serpent devouring its own tail, a low hum resonated through the lab. The Chronarium, a towering structure of rotating lenses and shimmering crystals, pulsed with an almost sentient light. It appears activated, Finch breathed, a thrill of anticipation coursing through him. The Chronarium's display, usually a static swirl of cosmic dust, resolved into a startlingly clear image, a bustling Roman marketplace, vibrant with life. The air thick with the scent of spices and livestock. Incredible! A direct observation, not a reconstructed simulation, he exclaimed. The clarity, it's almost as if I'm there. He experimented with the key, rotating the major planets, each rotation shifting the observation point. He witnessed the construction of the Egyptian pyramids, the signing of the Magna Carta, the eruption of Vesuvius, a breathtaking panorama of human history unfolding before his eyes. Then he noticed something unsettling. A flicker, a distortion. The Roman marketplace began to ripple, the vibrant scene overlaid with a ghostly image, a futuristic cityscape of towering chrome structures and flying vehicles. The two realities bled together, creating a jarring, impossible tableau. What is happening? Finch stammered, clutching the Temporal Key. He tried to revert to the previous setting, but the key seemed to resist his touch, the futuristic cityscape growing stronger, overriding the Roman scene. Suddenly, a voice, cold and synthesized, echoed in the laboratory. Professor Alistair Finch, your inheritance is complicated. A figure materialized within the Chronarium's display, a woman clad in a sleek, silver jumpsuit, her face obscured by a holographic visor. She possessed an aura of authority and an unsettling familiarity. Who are you? Finch demanded, taking a tentative step backward. I'm Agent Lyra, of the Temporal Preservation Authority, she replied, her voice devoid of emotion. The Blackwood estate was not given to you by chance. It was a contingency plan, a safeguard. Safeguard against what? Against a temporal anomaly, a paradox that threatens to unravel the fabric of reality. Lord Blackwood created the Temporal Key to locate you, the only person with the aptitude to stabilize it. Stabilize what? A temporal splinter, a fragment of our future, bleeding into your past. It originated during the Project Nightingale initiative, a disastrous attempt to manipulate the timeline during the Second World War. Finch felt a chill run down his spine. Nightingale, he's heard whispers of it. A top-secret British project rumoured to have involved temporal experimentation. What is the splinter? What is it doing? It's causing disruptions, alterations to historical events, creating inconsistencies that weaken the timeline. Small at first, but growing exponentially. If left unchecked, it will rewrite history, erase entire civilizations. And I'm supposed to stop it? Finch asked incredulously. I'm the scientist, not a temporal guardian. The key will guide you, Agent Lyra said, projecting a holographic interface displaying a complex network of swirling timelines. It will pinpoint the epicenter of the anomaly. You must use the Chronarium to observe the changes, understand the cause, and then, suddenly, the laboratory doors burst open. Two men in drab military uniforms strode in, their faces grim and determined. Professor Finch, you are under arrest for treason, one of them declared, brandishing a ray gun. What? But I'm trying to help, Finch protested, bewildered. Agent Lyra's holographic image flickered. They're agents of the Chronos Division, a rogue faction within the Temporal Preservation Authority. They believed the anomaly should be exploited, not contained. A battle erupted. Finch, armed with only his intellect and a few hastily modified laboratory instruments, struggled to evade the soldiers' laser fire, while Agent Lyra, a disembodied voice in his ear, guided him through the chaos. "You must reach the control console, Professor. Override the Chronos Division's signal. Restore the Chronarium's primary function." He managed to reach the console, dodging the blast of energy that scorched his lab coat. He furiously typed commands into the control panel, battling against the Chronos Division's attempts to lock him out. Almost there, he muttered, sweat dripping from his brow. Suddenly, a piercing alarm blared through the lab. The Chronarium's display shifted violently, showing off a historical scene, but a distorted, fragmented vision of the future, a desolate wasteland shrouded in perpetual twilight, where twisted metal structures rose from the ruins of a fallen civilization. "The anomaly is intensifying. It's becoming unstable," Agent Lyra warned. "You need to seal the fracture. Now." With a final burst of effort, Finch activated the sealing protocol. A beam of intense energy shot from the Chronarium, piercing the anomaly's core. The distorted vision vanished, replaced by the Roman marketplace. The alarm silenced. The Chronos Division agents were deactivated, their ray guns clattering to the floor. Exhausted, Finch slumped against the control console. He stabilized the fracture, at least for now. Agent Lyra's voice returned calmer now. "You have done well, Professor. The timeline is secure for the immediate future." "What happens now?" Finch asked, wiping his forehead. "You will be relocated. Your knowledge is too valuable to risk. The Chronos Division will undoubtedly try to find you." A shimmering portal opened in the corner of the laboratory. "Your new identity will be provided. A new life awaits." Finch glanced at Bartholomew, who wagged his tail anxiously. "Will I ever see him again?" "Perhaps. But your priority now is the safety of the timeline. The past, the present, and the future depend on it." He stepped through the portal, leaving behind his laboratory, his life, everything he knew. As the portal closed, a single image flashed across the Chronarium's display, a brief, fragmented vision of a vast, alien world, teeming with strange life forms, and etched into the planet's surface, clearly visible, were the unmistakable symbols of the Temporal Preservation Authority. The temporal splinter, it seemed, was only the beginning.